Welcome, everybody. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video on the tank. And just to be right up front with you right from the beginning, it's just due to my health condition. Some of you may know, but in late December, I had an issue with my heart. I ended up having a heart bypass operation, and I'm on my way to full recovery now. So it's been that was back January the 16th. So I'm doing fine, doing well, but that kind of set me back on a lot of things, including my hobby, which is obviously Tim's Tank. So welcome back to Tim's Tank, and what I want to do today is just give you a brief, just let everybody know that I'm still here and doing well, and just a real brief rundown on the tank. My wife has actually had to fill in and do a lot of work because I just wasn't able to. After the operation, you're not able to pick up anything with any weight at all, and so she was having to haul some water around for me and do some things that she's just not used to doing. And she did a great job for me, not only in the tank, but helping me with everything in general. But so the tank I didn't take any major damage on the tank, except I couldn't clean it and do some things that I normally do on it. But otherwise, the tank is pretty much done pretty darn well. Maybe it's just because I just wasn't messing with it. Maybe that's a lesson I should learn. I just recently had to do a little bit of thinning on the tank. Some of my corals have gotten just way too big, if you can, which is not a bad thing when you're in this hobby. But I've had to take my big leather over here, the green polyp leather that's over here in the corner. It kept dropping off little pieces, and they can stay on the side. There's another piece that's ready to drop off, so I had to mount those on some frag plugs, and I took them over to Brandon at Exotic Ocean and see if we could do anything with them. I'm not really in the frag selling business. I don't like fragging. I don't like keeping frags in the tank, and all it did was take up a lot of space on the bottom of my tank. And so I was just kind of really just, more than anything, I just wanted to make room in the tank. And so that's what I did. The Elegance coral, it's not quite, I haven't had the lights on very long now. It'll get a lot bigger than that a little bit later on, but it's doing fine. And of course, my favorite fish, the copper band, which takes care of all the aptasia. I don't have any aptasia in my tank. And it's got to be due to that guy, because I can't think of any other reason. I have absolutely zero aptasia in the tank, and it's all due to that guy. Of course, there's the big guy who have no problem. He has no problem getting his share of food every day. And one of the other wrasses around there. There's the purple tang, the blue tang. Let's take a look at some of the other corals that really took off. As you can see, the green Recordias just went nuts after struggling for so long to get those started. With one or two tiny little ones, they're just going crazy. They're covering up some of the other corals that are next to them, the zoanthus that are next to them. My Duncan's is mad at me right now, which is why it's not fully opened up, because I moved it yesterday and hasn't quite opened up like it had been opening up. The Blasto's right there. The Gani is still doing fine. There's some orange Recordias that are, now that I've moved that Duncan a little bit, I think they'll do even better than what they're doing. I had to thin this. This is some frog spawn, which has some really, really bright green tips on it. I had to thin that out. I took a big branch off of that. Probably had about 12 heads. I took that down to Brandon at Exotic Ocean too. And so if you're interested in something like that, he'll probably give you a pretty good deal on it. The red pallies, looking good. My wife's favorite, for some reason, the nuclear green pallies are looking good. The blue or purple tip frog spawn is like crazy. Back behind that, there's an orange recordia. It'll get a little bit bigger than that. And finally, my colony, Rasta zoas. Let's see if I can, it's taking off back there. There's some more of that frog spawn. One of the biggest growers lately is that green Monty. It's just going nuts now. Next to, I guess, some Bam Bams. I got a big colony of these orange Bam Bams that I got. I started out, I think I bought about 3 of those from Exotic Ocean, Brandon over there, several months back, and they just took off like crazy. I don't know if the picture does it justice, but it's a bright orange. It's a big colony now. Some I call this octo spawn, frog spawn, because on each of the individual polyps, there's probably about 4, 5, 6 heads on there. Let's see, next to it's a hammer, it's doing great. Some zoanthids that are doing some combat with the hammer next to it. They haven't killed each other yet, but they're both growing like crazy, so they're fighting for territory there, and I'm gonna have to do something there. Let's see, of course, my plate coral, it's not fully extended right now, but it will a little bit later on. Like I said, the lights haven't been on it. Took some of that frag from the big Monty up here and put a small piece down there, and you can see what it's doing. It's taking off and growing like crazy. Follia down there in the bottom colony is coming along okay, not fast, but it only started off with a couple heads, so that's doing okay. The fire and ice, I'm still opening up, but fire and ice zoanthids coming along pretty nice. And right there is a, I did that the other day. That is a very small colony of dragon eye zoanthids, and it was sitting next to another coral, which was not, and it wasn't doing well. So I put it there, and hopefully it'll take off now. It's got better light, and maybe the other coral was just giving it fits or something. But let's see. I have lost a fish. My flame angel, I don't know what happened. Found it one day lying in the back. Probably have been dead 24 hours or so. Oh, I don't know why I forget the candy cane or the trumpet coral. I don't know why I forget that colony. This right there, it's a big colony too. I don't know why I always forget that. There's some more. I don't think that's, I think it's more of a hammer than it is a frog spawn, but you can call it whatever you want to. That's a slow grower. The same with that octo. A little bit later on, that'll probably get about 2 times that size, but it's been real slow grower. So the rest of the fish doing pretty good. No issues, big issues there. Nasotang, like I mentioned before, he's just a big pig. He'll eat anything you put in there almost. The snowflake clown, the black clown, she stays in the back all the time. So maybe I can find her, and in the time being, maybe we can find it. Well, there's another. We can take a look at another one of my recordias over here on the side too. Plus a big torch coral that I got. Oh, that's probably been 6 months ago. It had about 3 heads on it, and it's probably got about 6 heads on it now. I got it here in the back because I can't really put that too close to some of my other corals because it will sting them. So I got to keep that back there in the back. There she is. There's the black and white clown. She likes to stay in the back. So what can I say? And so that's just a little rundown on the tank. Let's see. Get my hand out of it. Purple tang, looking good. And the orange back. There he goes. The orange back fairy doing pretty good. So. And wow, guess who's out today? Cleaning the bottom of the tank like he's supposed to be. There you go. The Goby. Yeah, hey. All right. So that's just a quick rundown on the tank. Just to let you know, the tank is alive. And thankfully, I'm still alive. And, one other thing I wanted to cover real quick just before I forget. Let me see if we can get down here in the sump real quick, because something that I really like has happened. You can see that. You can't see it as well. But there on the bottom there's a reactor that has sulfur. It's a sulfur reactor. The drip you're seeing is coming. I'm dripping through that. You can see sulfur reactor and the calcium reactor type rock, or not rock, but media on top of that. And that has been just a miracle worker on my nitrates. I mean, if you want something that really works, get your nitrates down. I was like running about 80, and I added this reactor, and it has done miracles for my nitrates. And if you really want a whole rundown on that, just a quick search on YouTube for Parkers Reef. He does a really good job of explaining it, how to get one, how to put one together, how to use one. Because there's some things you need to know. You have to really be careful when you first start out with it. It'll knock your alkalinity down really fast. So you got to keep an eye on your alkalinity. But once you get it in and get it established, it does a great job of dealing with your nitrates. And I haven't, as of now, and I've used it about 4 or 5 months, I guess, I haven't had any downside to it. So so far so good. That's it for Tim's Tank right now. So thanks for watching. Sorry it's been so long. I'll see if I can put together some more videos on a more regular basis from now on.